subscribing to Vox. There are 1 million of you. This is insane. I cannot believe there are 3 million of you.
That's like 1, 2, 3, 4 million.
I can't believe there's 8 million of you out there.
So I want to shout out Tal Lemming. He is the artist behind the typeface that we have used in literally every single one of our videos, which is Balto.
I wanted it to feel like a friend who knows a lot about what they're talking about, because that's what typefaces do. You know, they give the tone to the words.
Ben Marriott's tutorials are really helpful, and I especially used his paper cutout tutorial for many of my collage videos. The uterus that I made.
One internet resource that I use a lot for like visual inspiration is Designspiration. I hope that's how you say it.
I want to shout out Laurent Dury. He is a composer on APM. I asked him if he would play some music for me, and he played a little jingle.
I guess when you're making the music, are you ever thinking about where it's going to wind up?
No. Sometimes I'm feeling when writing, it could go to that type of documentary, for example, but most of the time I'm wrong.
For a lot of our videos that I've worked on, we use David Rumsey's map collection, and it just makes it so easy to see how a region's borders have been recorded through time.
I'd love to shout out GeoLayers and the maker of GeoLayers, which is this incredible software that we use to animate all our maps. It's by far like my favorite tool.
Rick Pralinger, who founded the Pralinger Archives about like 20 years ago.
There was no YouTube in the year 2000, and it was really hard to see moving images online, and especially hard to see history online.
You can tell that he's thought about this stuff for a really long time.
We've only begun to scratch the surface of what we can do with old sounds and images.
A resource I use a ton is newspapers.com. It has thousands of newspapers going back, I think, to like the 1700s sometimes.
I use FactBase a lot. It basically compiles everything Donald Trump has ever said or tweeted or written about, and they're doing the same for Biden.
I want to shout out the Internet Archive. You can get really beautiful high-res scans of books, and there is really no alternative online to being able to search TV captions.
News programming in particular is required by law in the United States to have closed captioning for deaf people. And so the transcripts you're seeing most of the time is the closed captioning that we've pulled out of the video stream and turned into a searchable index.
How many servers do you guys have? Like,
oh my gosh, so many.
I'd really like to shout out connectedpapers.com. You can type in one topic and then it gives you a specific paper, but not only that paper, but like other research papers connected to that topic.
worldradiohistory.com. You go to the website and it's rough to look at, but I have pretty much used this website in every single music-related video I've made, probably since 2016.
And I wanted to shout out the creators of After Effects. They're the people that changed, movie and TV graphics from being these $1 million machines to something you could do on a personal computer.
We were trying to make something where you could understand the pieces that you're fitting together so that you can create anything that you have in your mind. And we were clearly at the right place at the right time. We had no idea that there would be this rolling wave of digital video adoption that has lasted 30 years now and is still growing.
There's a plugin I use for After Effects called Motion 2. Yeah, it's just like a workflow type plugin where there's a lot of kind of small features added into this little toolbar.
So aescripts.com is a library of scripts and plugins that you can use over in After Effects. And I think the most useful one is the Layer Random Shifter script.
I want to shout out the rights and licensing team at Vox Media, who keep us from, how do I say this? They keep us from doing things in our videos that
people would not like in a law related sense.
Yeah, making sure that all the elements we have in the video we are able to use, I think is probably like the best way to put it.
Who on our team gives you the most grief?
Nope, not gonna do it. not gonna call out people. That's mean.
I want to shout out our amazing field production crews, freelancers who we have great relationships with all over the US and the world.
I want to shout out Priti Gupta, who is a fixer who's worked with us on several India videos. It's thanks to people like her that we get to speak to people on the ground and understand what's going on at a deeper level.
I'm shouting out the Styles and Standards team, aka Vox's copy editors. Can you tell me if you can think of any mistakes that our team makes over and over again?
I mean, they're just little things like the Vox style is not to use periods in US or DC, which comes up constantly. That's going to be my next tattoo, I think.
So I want to shout out the Vox newsroom for doing such an incredible job on COVID coverage this year. They've just been a really invaluable source.
I want to shout out all the viewers around the world who have contributed translations for our videos. Some of our videos have gotten upwards of 70 language translations. I can't even name 70 languages off the top of my head. That is phenomenal.
And I wanted to thank our first subscriber.
Was I first?
Okay, technically he's our earliest remaining subscriber.
I was coming over to Vox from the Polygon and Verge network of Vox Media. So when I heard that there was a mainstream news outlet coming from the same publisher, I was like, yeah, let me get on board here right away.
Anything that you would like to see us cover more in future videos?
Reading Vox was always more of a US focused thing, obviously. So if I had to ask, hey, more Canadian stories, so I'd be interested in that, but that's more of a very light wish.
Yeah, I guess I have to shout out all the people who have worked at Vox and who've contributed so much to us. These people all taught me so much during the course of my career here.
I don't think there's anything else except just to say thank you.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts
for your incredible archive.
For sticking with us all these years.
For building this tool that we use so much.
The sheep noise that happens when you get an error is Dave C's mother. Dave C is one of the developers on the team. He's still on the team. In fact, he's the last one of the original people who's still directly on the team. And his mother just recorded the noise with her mouth and just bah, and that's the noise.